Inside Gaming is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Inside Gaming Daily. Let's clap for Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, the EA Junior of video game companies.
Do you wonder if Activision ever sends EA a thank you card for being slightly crappier and taking the heat off of them?
We've got Brian on the scene in his house.
Wait, hold everything. Activision apparently has some terrible plans of its own. We're live on the scene with team coverage.
The three victims were part of a CXS...
Remember a few years ago when Blizzard announced that they were working on a new Diablo game called Diablo Immortal, and it would be mobile? Do we all remember it?
Everybody loved it.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
I love when angry nerd energy just can't help but bubble to the surface.
Well, when angry nerd energy meets ignorant corporate energy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they were so used to just having everything they do cheered like by a bunch of trained seals that when the seals turned on them and started bumping the balls onto stage, they were like,
they didn't realize that the seals had been trained to expect the same treat every time. And then they pulled out a different thing, and it was like... It was a huge bummer, and everyone at BlizzCon, which is full of Blizzard's most devoted fans, like most devoted,
crazy devoted,
famously booed it mercilessly.
I saw people crying at the World of Warcraft expansion trailer. And look, I love Diablo. Mostly Diablo.
I love the developer that Blizzard used to be.
Exactly.
I love Gab, personally.
When they made games, they were awesome.
Yeah, everybody was hoping to get the next, like, proper Diablo game, like a numbered one, and they've announced that later, but at the moment, they weren't really jazzed about something they could play on their phones. Activision Blizzard apparently learned a weird lesson from that people actually love mobile games. They were saying boo earns the whole time.
Nice.
What?
Very nice. I didn't get it when I read it, but now I hear it.
Old Simpsons reference.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, in a recent earnings call with investors, the company said that they want to bring more of their franchises to mobile, and they also want to bring their current mobile games into new regions of the world.
Gamasutra quoted Activision Blizzard president and COO Daniel Alegre as saying, "We need to make sure that we're enabling our franchises on the billions of mobile devices that are available right now. That's by far our biggest opportunity, and we're investing meaningfully to capitalize on this and to take all of our franchises to mobile over time."
That's why they want to hire all those people, because you remember they said we want to hire like 2,000 people or whatever, 3,000 people, even though we'd had a bunch of layoffs.
That's right.
Well, you got to make room.
I think mobile gaming is just fucking massive in like large parts of particularly Asia, where like India and China, it's like huge. And you know what else is in China and India is like 2 or 3 billion people. I wonder why they're doing this.
Well, look at Genshin Impact. I mean, it's just been like this massive
People really like that.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, they did a great job with it, but as far as Blizzard, that last part of that quote is particularly interesting because he said they don't want to just take some of their franchises to mobile. They want to take all of their franchises to mobile. So yeah, can't wait to play mobile WoW. I'm sure it won't be pay to win at all. I'm sure it's just going to be just as grindy as you remember.
And while their focus on making mobile games is probably a good business move, it's also going to piss off their base of fans who like to play actual video games and not glorified slot machines.
Yeah, mobile gaming is definitely one of the biggest changes to hit gaming in the last 15 years, and while there are some good games out there, mobile games also have a well-deserved reputation for being overly monetized messes that care way less about gameplay and a lot more about getting you to spend a load of money, as much money as possible.
Right. Like Florence was good. There are some good games in there.
I heard good things about Florence.
There's a lot of really good, just like simple puzzle games and stuff
That's
like
what
that.
I want to play when I'm on my phone.
Same.
Like,
I don't want
so much more than anything with a story.
I want to play Words with Friends with my mom and get mad at her when she locks up the board with 3-letter words constantly. Stop, Mom. Just stretch out.
This
4
is
letters,
a call-out post. To Brian's mom.
Shots fired.
But yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure out why Activision Blizzard wants to make more mobile games for all the reasons we've said. There's a huge player base. There's a ton of money. Mobile games might be crappy, but a ton of people play them. And yeah, I think in places where people don't necessarily own consoles or PCs, they just play on their phones.
A good example of that is Call of Duty Mobile. Activision Blizzard launched it about a year ago, and it's now passed 300 million downloads worldwide. Those are insane numbers, and the publisher clearly wants to do it again and again, and maybe once more again. Anyway, Activision president Rob Kostic said their goal is to bring the game to more countries. He specifically mentioned China, saying, "We believe China can become a significant contributor to our overall franchise revenues."
The game has apparently been approved there, and it is in final testing, so no wonder they've been sucking up to China all these years. But it's not just China, Kostic said.
Yeah, he added Mexico and Brazil are top 5 markets for us in terms of both installs and revenue, and so we see a big opportunity to further expand geographically in other markets through mobile, through increased marketing and accessibility initiatives over the coming quarters.
So they've got big plans, not just for China, but the whole world. Oh boy, it sounds evil. We'll talk more about how important mobile is to Activision Blizzard's finances, but first, let's talk about something that's equally important: clothes. You want to look good, don't you? Well, the good folks at Cuts Clothing are here to help you out.
Today's episode of Inside Gaming Daily is brought to you by Cuts Clothing. For better or worse, 2020 has kicked off the work from home era, and everyone is asking one big question: what the hell am I supposed to wear? Do you need a tie for your Zoom meeting? Probably not. Cuts Clothing is the perfect solution to your work from home wardrobe confusion. It is the best in the world at making technical apparel for the sport of business. Their t-shirts, polos, and hoodies have enough quality and style to wear in the office, on a date, anywhere in between. You don't have to choose between a classic look and a modern feel. Now let's talk about fit, fabric, and function. Now, Cuts started out in 2016 by making what GQ calls the only shirt worth wearing. It's got an athletic, tailored-looking fit, so it's perfect, like we said, for work, date, whatever you're doing. You got custom-engineered, wrinkle-free Pika Pro fabric that can only be described as buttery soft. It is true. These shirts are extremely comfortable. I will vouch for them. They sent me a bunch of them, and they are super comfortable. Shopping by Cut makes it so easy to find your perfect shirt. It's got a great mix of long sleeves, short sleeves, collars, cuts, and colors that will have you ready for any situation. There's also like different, they got like different lengths of shirts. They got some shirts with pockets, some shirts with that. They got shirts with like buttons, like the Henleys. I'm a big Henley head over here. And after 4 years of development, Cuts has finally released their new polos and hoodies. The new Pika Polo was designed in Los Angeles with Cuts' custom-engineered Pika Pro fabric that keeps you fitted for the daily work grind, a happy hour escape, and everything in between. Cuts' new hoodies are made with their custom Hyperloop French terry fabric. They were designed with comfort in mind and lasting structure for the long haul. It seems like everybody's wearing Cuts these days. And you can too. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/inside. That is cutsclothing.com/inside. For 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. Cutsclothing.com/inside for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. Thank you, Cuts.
Okay, back to talking about the mobile money spigot. To give you an idea of just how important mobile is to Activision Blizzard's bottom line, here's an interesting fact that analyst Daniel Ahmad pulled out of their quarterly report. So far in 2020, mobile games account for more than a third of the country's entire revenues. It makes more money than PC games for Activision Blizzard. It's basically just even with console revenues. And there's way more growth in mobile, so you get it. You see why they're doing this.
Overall, for the third quarter, Activision Blizzard's revenues were up 52% to $1.95 billion. They credited that to the continued success of Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Warzone, and the mobile Call of Duty. Is this during COVID?
Yeah,
so that's probably a part of it too.
And the thing about mobile is that there's a much bigger potential base of players than on consoles, especially in countries like China, where people are more likely to play games on their phones rather than a traditional console or PC.
Activision has definitely been aware of this because they've been investing in mobile for a long time now. In 2016, they acquired the developer King, which makes all the games your parents play. Candy Crush, Bubble Witch Saga, Farmville Saga. In the second quarter of this year, King reported it had 271 million users across all its games, more than $2 billion in revenue last year. Just King.
Speaking of Diablo Immortal, it's still in the works, and Activision says that everyone loves it. In the recent earnings call, Activision officials said that the game is being tested internally and that the testers are showing a hugely enthusiastic response to the game. They had better show a hugely enthusiastic response, or they're going to be enthusiastically looking for another job. So
So it turns out that Diablo Immortal wasn't just some embarrassing being one-off for Activision Blizzard, the fact that the game's announcement got booed by their most devoted fans didn't dissuade them at all from going down this path.
Yeah, it's another reminder that these big publishers are not in it for the love of the game, no pun intended. I mean, this seems like the pun's a little intended.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah. Brian, you're always saying that.
There's a certain art to the language.
Of course,
I mean,
of course.
you got me.
They are trying to make as much money as possible, and if that's mobile, that's where they're gonna go. Well, have a week.
Bye. Go vote.
Yeah, go vote.
Oh, we're not gonna be here tomorrow. I don't know if that's been made clear.
Oh, I guess we should like.
Well, let me just.
Hey, we're not going to be here tomorrow. Go vote.
There you go.
Welcome to Inside Gaming. I'm Brian. It's the Weekend Roundup. Guys, got some bad news. It looks like EA is in trouble yet again. I know. I'm broken up about it too. This time it's over. You guessed it. Loot boxes. Oh wait, that was probably in the title of this video, so pretty easy guess on your part. Anyway, this time it's in the Netherlands where a court ruled